Well, let's get to Port Harcourt. Remember that story we brought to you not long ago about what's happening in Rivers. Well, Emmanuel Ereyi is on the phone now. Hello, Emmanuel. I mean, what is the latest with what was going on with those who were moving towards the police office?
Hello, Chamberlain. Some of us are chums of yesterday. Hundreds, I dare say thousands of supporters of the APC stormed the streets of the River State capital to call for the cancellation of the elections. And as they walked on the streets singing and chanting solidarity songs, we saw policemen, security agencies setting up barricades to stop the protesters from advancing to the INEC office, which was actually their destination. It happened that they were able to break through the first barricade, but when they got to the gates of the INEC office, that was it. They could not make their way into the premises. It took some time before a representative of INEC came out to address them, and they were calling for the cancellation of the elections. They even ordered or called for a new date for a proper election to be conducted. According to them, nothing in that election suggested that the rules were obeyed, and all the rules, according to them, were broken. The election reflected nothing that suggests of true democracy. And then, of course, they stood there for some time until the police and the security agencies lost patience and decided to disperse the crowd.
How would you describe the handling of that crowd by the police? Because it could degenerate into something that nobody likes to see, because if the other group get wind of this, if they haven't already, but if they move to where they are, it might just be more than they can handle.
Well, at this point, let me say that from a safe distance, I must commend the way the security agencies handled the protests. At least the first time the protesters stormed, broke through the barricade. They were armless, no machetes, no guns, no bottles, but the security agencies were fully armed, and they were civil. They allowed the crowd to pass through the barricade. It was not an expression of weakness on their part. I think it was an expression of civility. And of course, when they got to the gates, they also did not do anything that was untoward.
Well, Emmanuel, let me quickly ask you, just before we let you off, this crowd that moved, what composition do they compose of? For example, were they just basically young boys? Were there aged people in this agitation? Or were there women as well?
Well, you had a large crowd of youths, candidates of the APC and the leaders of the party. There were also elderly amongst them. But let me say at this point that in Rivers politics, you have a lot of young people in the game. It's politics of youth. I mean, those who are in their 40s, in their 30s, and so you would expect that a lot of young people would be seen in the crowd. But that is not to say that leaders who were a bit elderly were not also involved.
All right, so thank you, Emmanuel. We'll be in touch with you as soon as anything develops. Well, speaking about security, well, let's also bring you, we have Jennifer Lynn. She's an election observer from UK. She was also speaking about security whilst observing the elections. I think we'll have her on Skype now, do we? Okay, well, we might as well just, that's not popping up now. Well, Dr. Austin, I'm George. Oh, yeah. All right.
Around security issues, we received reports from our colleagues on the ground throughout Rivers that there was questionable activities between some of the candidates and some of the electoral officials. Of course, like many other places that have been reported, we have documented issues of not only dysfunctional biometric machines, but also some questions of the availability of election materials to particular polling places.